opening up Naming Aroha. Welcome to the Extreme Hangout. Welcome to this space held by the Wisdom Keeper Delegation. Now, a group of Indigenous elders from around the globe who are carrying their ancient knowledge within their DNA, within our cellular memories, within our waters, to the team that support us, to be here with you today. Thank you and welcome. We welcome you. We welcome you with our heart into this space. For the short moment we get to share with you, we are so happy to see your faces and to feel your wild one, your spirits here today. I'd like to introduce to you, next to me on my left, is Grandmother Helen from the Sami Nation, who shares some insights of wisdom with you as we journey through this time together. So welcome, welcome, welcome to each and every one of you, the ancestry that you carry within you.
Thank you, Mr. Fire. I'm so grateful to be with you here in this space with my family and with some good delegation. My human body creation of the planet. There are no obstacles. The rivers are flowing within us. And we all have unique frequencies of water. This unique frequency comes together in the oceans, the veins, the rivers, and the groundwater. I'm going to share a song with you. In the north, we say, we call him the great spirit of the wild rain. This time it's winter where I come from. We walk out in this clear, this crystal clear snow and embracing the season that is come, the season of darkness. The seasons that are living within us. The season of the winter is clarity. It strengthens us. It gives us the time for reflection, to sit, to be, and to remember where we come from. That we are a part of the planet. We are one with the earth. That we are one with each other. So I just want you to breathe and remember that everything is within you. It's about deeply listening, deeply seeing, and the silence has its own language that is beautiful. So I'm now going to hand over to my beautiful sister, Kari.
Thank you, Grandmother. We would also just like to invite family, if you feel to join us here on the floor, come and sit with us. We are one family. Please come sit with us. Come, young one. If you like, we would love for the children to come join my daughter who is here on the floor. Put your hands up, Moana. Moana is the youngest member of the Wisdom Keeper Delegation, 7 years old. This is her second call. And I feel like it's so important for us to have this intergenerational teaching. So she walks with me and said, please come forward. Come and sit with us. Don't be shy. Might have to come and get your hands, I think. And I'll pass it to my brother, Jacob Johns from the Hopi Nation, to speak to us.
What an amazing time that we have together. A lot of us come together in these spaces. We have to navigate negative energies. And the negative energies are all around us. They're within the policy documents. They're within the false solutions. They're within the lack of climate finance. And we as Indigenous people come together because this time of turning, this time of change, has been prophesied by all of our traditions, by all of our teachings. It has always been told that there would be a change in the world, that the world would end and a new one would begin. And as we sit here together at this pivotal moment in time, we understand that a new world is being created. In fact, it is already done. And what we must do is realize it together, collectively, not as individual people, not as individual countries, not as individual nations, but as a full global consciousness. We understand that everyone plays a part, and that not one country is more important than another. But humanity must unify itself now at this moment, so that we can walk into this new world that's been prophesied for so long. People have been waiting for a change. People have been waiting for someone to do this work. And we are here to remind you that you are the ones that we have been waiting for. You are the ones who will help guide us. You are the ones who move with us. We come together born out of prayer. We have overlapping collectives of Indigenous wisdom keepers who travel the world to pray at sacred sites around the planet. And born out of that collective was the need for us to do more than just pray, to do more than just send thoughts and prayers. We know that we must come together and figure out what kind of a life we are going to live for our children. What kind of a world will be if we do not act. We understand that this time of turning Some will view as the end. And those who will come after us will think of this as the beginning. And so as we enter into this pivotal moment in time, we've come together from all walks of life, from across the world, for weekly meetings where we can discuss how our indigenous wisdom can be distilled and translated into climate policy that can help guide the world leaders here at the United Nations framework. It's important for us to understand that we have a voice, that we are not separate from each other. Through individualism or nation states, that we are one family, we are one consciousness of humanity. In fact, our teachings from multiple faiths and multiple traditions tell us that we are nature, that the voices that we use are the voice of nature, that we are not separate from the earth, we are not separate from the water, but we are in fact these things. We are in fact the earth itself. And when the earth is being exploited and resources are being extracted, we understand that this is a direct symptom of the social injustice that's plaguing society worldwide. And we must find ways to break free from what we've been told about the end of days, about the apocalypse, that there's no hope. We come together to rise out of the ashes and focus on what we have to offer to future generations, and move together as one consciousness, not just in prayers, but in real life. And I'm so honored to be with these wonderful people, these amazing, beautiful flowers of humanity who have come together and taken time out of their lives for the past 2 years to find ways that we can put our minds and our hearts together, build consensus with an indigenous lens, and translate that into responding to the negotiating tracks that are being discussed by world leaders just across the way. The chaos in the blue zone is a dark space where there are oil lobbyists and pro-nuclear people trying to push false solutions, corporations offering false solutions to governments, the marriage of corporation and state. This future that we look at, this future that we want, this future that we need, is within grasp. As we look at our young, as we look at each other, we know that there is a world that is better, that is healthy, and just, and livable, that's within reach. And so we come to this dressed as we would for ceremony. We come with good intentions, pureness of heart. We come because the world itself, humanity itself, must walk with us. We're not alone. And those of you who have been feeling like there is no hope, the science tells us that it's all over with, we're here to remind you that a new world is being created. And it's up to us to define and articulate what that future will look like. I'm very honored to be here. And a lot of us have traveled from very far away, from the Arctic Circle, from the Polynesian Islands, from the Amazon, from Peru. But we come together to be a family and represent what the world will look like, what it should look like, and embody that. And it's a beautiful space to be in. And I'm so very, very honored that we were able to come here and speak to you all, because we speak from our heart. And I hope that you'll be able to feel our words, not just hear them. As we feel the truth coming from each other, we want to have that same truth be broadcast from your heart. I'm going to pass to Yahaira to speak, but she can only speak Spanish, so we are going to have a translator who's going to translate her words into English.
Use, Big What Benson, Alhaz Chiamia, Big Magarai, Anda Maculación de Ku, y Maculación de que dicen. Buenas tardes con todos. Saludarles a cada uno de ustedes que están aquí escuchándonos.
Good afternoon. I would like to greet all of you who are listening.
Mi nombre es Yajaira Machoa Mendúa.
My name is Yahaira Pachoa Pandua.
Soy de Ecuador,
I'm from Ecuador,
de la nacionalidad Aicofán, originaria de Ecuador.
of the nation Aicofán, originally from Ecuador.
Representando la Confederación de Nacionalidades Indígenas de la Amazonía Ecuatoriana y a la delegación Wilson People.
I represent the communities, indigenous communities of the Amazon in Ecuador.
Quiero decir que los océanos, los ríos, la selva, la naturaleza, los recursos naturales,
I want to
la
say
tierra,
that the rivers, the oceans, all the natural resources, the forests, the air, the earth,
es toda nuestra vida.
it's all our life.
Son nuestros brazos, nuestros pies, nuestra cabeza, nuestros pensamientos, nuestros conocimientos.
This is our arms, our feet, our mind, our knowledge.
Por eso la madre tierra o madre océano,
For this, our Mother Earth or the Mother Ocean,
nosotros representamos a todo aquello.
we represent all of that.
Estamos aquí de diferentes países, diferentes nacionalidades, con diferentes culturas, identidad, idiomas,
We're from different countries, we're from different languages, we're from different places around the world and different groups of people,
con el objetivo de que nos escuchen,
with the objective that you'll listen to us,
de ser incidencia, de concientizar a la gente de que buscamos salvar el mundo.
so that you can have a consciousness that we're trying to save the world.
Busquemos plantar plantas, no contaminar nuestros ríos, seguir que los territorios de las nacionalidades, o como lo digan, el pulmón del planeta es nuestra gran Amazonía.
We're looking to plant plants and not have contamination because the Amazon is the lung of the world.
Tenemos una cosmovisión increíble, una vivencia cultural única
We have a unique life of culture.
y pedimos respeto por todos los años que han pasado y venimos enfrentando grandes luchas.
We ask for respect for all the time that has passed because why we confront big trials,
Perdiendo
struggles.
vidas,
We've lost lives,
enfrentándonos a las enfermedades que causan las empresas extractivas, mineras, hidroeléctricas,
we have confronted health problems because of the mines that are happening in our area.
En los últimos años en Ecuador vivimos en la situación más terrible que es enfrentar a estas megas empresas
In Ecuador, we're having such a hard time to face these corporations, these mega corporations.
y cuando talan un árbol
And when they take down a tree,
o cuando esas máquinas ingresan a nuestros territorios,
when those big machines come into our lands,
es como cortarnos el brazo
like you're
o
cutting
como
our
ir
arms,
abriendo una herida en nuestro cuerpo.
you're ripping a new wound into our body.
Y eso es demasiado doloroso y efectuoso para nosotros quienes vivimos dentro de ella.
It's so painful for us, the ones that we live in this area.
Con esto quiero decirles que en nuestro territorio y en nuestra selva está la medicina ancestral, está nuestro mercado, están nuestros conocimientos, es nuestra universidad.
Because where we live and what we have, it's our sacred medicine. This is our life. This is our university. It's the way we learn and we interact.
Tenemos el material para poder construir nuestras propias casas, por eso es que nuestros antepasados, sin que haya, ahorita las grandes ciudades han vivido muchos años anteriores.
We have all of what we need to be able to build our own homes. We had it for many, many years.
Buscamos sensibilizar, alzar la voz. Ahora estoy representando a la juventud en Ecuador, en la Amazonía ecuatoriana. Buscamos fortalecer que los jóvenes conozcan las realidades y vayamos rescatando más nuestras culturas ancestrales.
I represent the youth of my region, and I'm trying to train the youth to connect more with our culture and to be connected to Mother Earth. We're looking for ways that our ancestors, to connect everyone to the ways that our ancestors taught us and left us.
Como nuestros conocimientos, sensibilicémonos, unamos las manos, unamos fuerzas y vamos, que sí podemos todavía ponerle un stop a todo lo que nos está haciendo daño.
We unite our hands, we unite our minds, we unite our ways so that we can teach that there's a way that we can reach a solution to save the world, to save the planet.
Todos vamos, queremos que de aquí salgan buenas resoluciones, buenos resultados para nuestros territorios.
Let's all go so we can have a great outcome, that we can actually save our territories and we can save the planet.
Huanca Inti en este momento va a demostrar la vida de cualquiera de nosotros. Adelante.
In this moment, Wanka Inti is going to show us a life that any of us could have.
Adelante.
Go with me.
¡Ay! ¡Ay! Hoja hoja bonita, hoja quintucha, hoja redonda. Tú no solo sabes lo que yo vivo, hojita linda, hoja sagrada, hoja quintucha, hoja redonda, hoja quintucha, hoja redonda. Tú nomás estás sabiendo la vida que yo estoy pasando. Hoja quintocha, hoja rosada, hoja quintocha, hoja redonda. Tú nomás estás sabiendo la vida que yo estoy pasando. Hoja quintocha, hoja redonda. Tú nomás estás sabiendo la vida que yo estoy pasando. Hoja quintocha, hoja redonda. Agarra y pasa. Que solito vuelva la hoja de coco.
o mi cuerpo.
What? You're coming to attack my village? I'm gonna defend myself. Is that a gunfire?
Canta Mariela, canta Mariela.
Canten todos, por favor. Please, please, everybody.
Ma! Ma! Mamulanki, mamulanki, mamulanki.
Wankaiti, the father of the sun, from black to white. Rise, father sun, rise and greet
He venido a ayudarlos a autocurarse, a autosanarse.
I've come to help you heal yourself.
Si ustedes encuentran a alguien que les dice, yo voy a curarte, está mintiendo.
If you find someone who said they can heal you, they're lying.
Pero si alguien te dice, te voy a ayudar a que tú mismo te sanes, puede estar diciendo la verdad.
But if they tell you that I'm going to teach you to heal yourself, then they're telling you the truth.
Entonces, mientras yo toque esta música, empieza a respirar hondo y profundo, botando todas tus penas, todos tus miedos y todas tus cóleras.
As I start to sing this song, I want you to let go of your pain and all of your suffering, any sickness that you have or negativity.
Si quieres, puedes cerrar los ojos, es tu oportunidad.
If you want, you can close your eyes. This is your opportunity.
Hazlo ahora.
Do it now.
Agua de flores. Abuela, Helen, agua de flores.
Flower water.
Pásame el agua de flores. Sí. Esto, abuela. Aquí hay que sanar una mujer,
Here we're healing a woman.
pero van a sanar todas las mujeres del mundo.
As I heal this woman, we're healing all the women in the world.
Este es el primer ojo,
This is the first eye,
el ojo de la existencia,
the eye of existence.
el ojo del ser,
The eye of your
el
soul.
ojo de la vida. Es un ojo circular. Cuando uno nace, nace con ese ojo abierto y somos sabios.
You're born with this eye open.
Ese ojo a veces se cierra, hay que abrirlo.
Sometimes this eye closed and you need to open it.
Qué lindo.
Okay, grandmother, down.
Ahora respira hondo y profundo, bota todas tus penas, miedos y cóleras, hermana
Blow
Sofía.
all your sadness and your sorrow.
Y todas las mujeres hagan lo mismo.
Every woman do the same. Blow it out.
Ahora voy a curar un varón.
I'm going to heal a man.
Él está limpio, pero vamos a hacerlo.
He's clean, but we're still going to do it.
Abuela, come here.
Grandmother, Helen, please come.
Hemos abierto el ojo hembra
We have opened the
de la
woman's eye
existencia,
of her existence.
el ojo hembra de la vida,
The woman's eyes of life.
el ojo hembra del ser.
The woman's
Ahora
eye of
vimos
her
los
being.
ojos machos
Now we're
de la
opening the
vida, del
man's
ser y la
eyes
existencia.
of all of his life and his existence.
Modifica, bota todas tus penas, tus miedos, tu cólera, tus inquietudes, tus
Anything
preocupaciones.
that worries you or makes you feel
Respira muy profundo, bota.
let go and blow it out.
Quédate profundamente dormido, hermano. Así, duerme, 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 duerme. El que muere
The one who dies
a voluntad
on his own will
puede volver a voluntad,
will also get him to go back.
pero así se hace más ligero el espíritu.
This is how the spirit gets
Para
lighter.
viajar a otros
So
mundos
they can travel to
otras
other worlds,
vidas.
other lives.
hay que saber manejar el espíritu
We need to know how to manage our
y no debe
spirit.
importarte la materia ni el cuerpo.
Shouldn't even worry you, your
El
material things
espíritu
or
de
your
ellos
body.
está viajando por otros
Their
mundos,
spirits are already traveling to another world.
pero la tarea no ha concluido, simplemente
We're
han
not done with our
botado
work.
sus miedos, sus cóleras, sus penas.
They have to let go of their sadness.
Que esos espíritus ahora liberen sus
Now these
cóleras
spirits are going to be
a su
free.
hermano, a su hermana,
He's freeing his
que
brothers
liberen a
and his
papá, que
sisters,
liberen a
their
mamá.
fathers and the mom.
que liberen al primo, a la prima,
He's going to free all his
que
cousins.
liberen al árbol, al agua,
He's going to free the
al
water
delfín, a la
and the tree,
ballena,
and even the whales.
que ayuden a liberar a todos los que están presos.
They're going to help to save all of those that are in jail.
Y ahora vamos a cantar a los cuatro mundos.
We're going to sing to the four worlds.
Los cuatro mundos están aquí.
The four worlds are here.
Voy, viaja con tus ojos moviendo hacia arriba
Go
mientras
with go
respiras.
traveling with your eyes going up.
Busca la conexión con el sol,
Look for the connection with the stars.
con la luna, las estrellas. Ese es el mundo de arriba,
The
Hanakpacha.
moon and the stars. This is the world of above.
Y cuando botas el aire,
When you blow out your air,
tus ojos bajen a reconocer el mundo de adentro,
your eyes are going to find the world of the inside.
el mundo del murciélago, el mundo del vampiro, el mundo de la
The world of the
serpiente,
vampire,
el
the
mundo
world
del
of the
agujero
serpent,
negro.
the world of the black hole.
Y así sigue el camino arriba, tus ojos hacia abajo.
Now you're going to be walking with your eyes looking up.
En su momento, cuando inspires, tu ojo está hacia la derecha,
When you look to your eyes
buscando
to
el
the
mundo de
right,
afuera donde viaja el colibrí,
you're looking to the world that flies the hummingbird.
donde viaja la libélula. La libélula tiene un nombre en inglés, dragon.
Oh, now you're going to go with the dragon.
Y cuando el ojo va a la izquierda,
Now when your eyes come
va
to
al
the
mundo de afuera,
left, you're
el mundo de
you're
aquí,
going to
donde
the
está el
outside
elefante, el león,
world. This is the world where the elephant and the lion lives,
donde están todos los animales y los seres humanos.
where all the animals here and the humans are.
Libera a todos ellos
Free them, all of them,
y consagra tu muerte porque ya vas a volver.
and make holy their death because you're coming back
Con este canto.
with this song.
Desde los cuatro mundos escuchas una voz que te dice vuelve, pero reconstruye tu infancia,
Worlds, it's time to come back.
reconstruye tu
Go back
fecundación,
and make your birth.
reconstruye a mamá y a papá,
Recreate your parents. Your
arma tu infancia como tú hubieras querido
Your
vivir.
childhood the way that you want to.
El niño tiene poderes,
Your child has power.
siente que vuelas,
Start to feel as if you can
siente
fly.
que corres como el leopardo,
Feel it that you can run.
eres
so
poderoso,
fast. You are so strong.
nadie te detiene.
Nobody can stop you.
Para volver, incorpore un recuerdo hermoso en tu vida, en
When you
otras
come
vidas.
back, start to think of your favorite memory in this life and other lives.
Como cuando jugabas con tus amigos, tus
When you
juguetes
play
de
with your
infancia.
friends or your toys when you were a child.
O cuando jugabas con tus amigos imaginarios.
Or when you would play with your imaginary friends.
Busca un momento de alegría, el más feliz de
Look for your
todas tus
happiest
vidas.
moment in all of your life.
Respira hondo,
Breathe deep.
incorpora eso, vamos a abrir el ojo del sentimiento del
Incorporate that.
corazón. Con abuela.
Open your eyes, the eyes of your heart, with grandmother Helen.
Siente, 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 body.
Feel it, body. Feel it.
Siente tu corazón, siente querer, siente amar, hermana Sofía.
Love, Sophie.
Levántate, levántate, levántate.
Get up, wake up.
Empieza a sonreír en el sueño.
Smile in your dream.
Empieza a sonreír en la muerte.
Start to feel smile in your
Prepárate
dream
para volver.
and prepare to come back.
Y cuando lo hagas acá,
And when you come back
serás
here,
un superhombre.
you will be
Serás
a
una
superman,
supermujer.
a superwoman.
Vamos a cantar la canción del retorno.
This song.
Sofía, Sofía, venga ahí. Amo y Sofía. Sofía, Sofía. Amo y Sofía. Killing smiling. Sonriendo, sonriendo. Sofía, puedes encontrar otro recuerdo hermoso, una visión de futuro hermoso que te haga sonreír más. Así, ahora resucita y vuelve con nosotros. Vengan aquí, vengan.
Come here, boy.
Wake up,
Wake up. Despierta.
Así se levantan los árboles muertos.
This is how the
Así se
dead
levantan
live
los
up.
animales muertos.
This is how dead
Así
animals
se levantan los
rise.
seres humanos que mueren.
This is how the people who have
Las
died
mujeres que
before
mueren.
they wake up.
El que muere y vuelve a conciencia no muere.
The one who dies and comes up with consciousness
Aquí
never dead.
estamos, quienes hemos vuelto de la muerte. ¡Ven, Jacob!
Here, come
¡Oh, papá, allá, ven aquí!
Come here right
Tú
now.
eres uno de ellos.
You are one of
El que
those.
volvió de la muerte.
Came back from the dead.
He aquí los seres
Live
evolucionados
here, these are people
que
who
hemos
are
venido a compartir
ready to share with you
esa maravilla
this
de
marvelous
volver desde la muerte.
miracle coming
Ahora
back
estamos
from
con
the dead.
ustedes para ayudar con estas experiencias.
Now you're here and you're sharing our experience.
¡Heidi! ¡Ayayo! Ahora invito a abrazarse a los costados nomás, sin hacer mucho desorden. Abraza a tu costado, abraza a tu costado.
Hug one another. The person next to you, just give them a hug. This is the time for you to
Así, muy bien. Abrace, 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 abrace.
smile, laugh, blow out your sadness, embrace your smile. Love to each other. That's how we feel.
Abrazo, 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 abrázala, abrázala, este es el abrazo del retorno. Ahora empieza una nueva era. Se está cumpliendo la profecía. Muchas gracias. Ahora empieza una nueva era.
Now this is starting a new era.
Se está cumpliendo la profecía
We're completing the
de los
prophecy
pueblos originarios
of
del
the
mundo.
original peoples of the world.
Venga, pueblos originarios del mundo, venga,
All the
venga,
people of the world that
venga, 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 vaya,
come, vaya.
vaya. Todos los pueblos
All of
originarios.
the original
Uno que
peoples.
se siente originario de
If
Azerbaiyán.
you feel that you're from an original people, come.
una hermana, un hermano que se siente originario, de tu familia allá, morena, venga, que se siente originario y evolucionado. Esto.
Come and evolutionize with us.
Agarrémonos las manos. Agarra las manos. ¡Eso!
Hold hands.
¡Eso! Ahí.
Sisters, this,
A
yes.
cantar
Come on.
diciendo. We don't keep
We're
it,
gonna
we
sing
don't
together.
keep it. We don't keep it, we don't 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 keep it. Agárrense las manos y levantamos los infantes. ¡Aquí estamos! ¡Aquí estamos! ¡Aquí estamos!
Here we are.
No, ya estoy como para aquí. Aquí estamos.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'll see you around.
every man, Edan, every child, O Mata Mariki, kita ahora mía, we send peace, peace out into this world, this cosmos.
Meditation that I would like us to center ourselves. For 5 minutes, just move around, stretch your arms, feel your water, feel your body, and breathe.
jag flyger. Men jag flyger.
Breath that comes from our nose is a sacred one. It's how we connect to our Kora, the waves that breathe through the ocean floor to the igloo. Breath of life through the ocean waters, generating oxygen that we feel every moment, every thought. Umara Kapura, that carry the frequencies of the planet down into the deep. Direct transmissions from the cosmos to the earth. Seeing song lines from the South Pole to the North. Into the sanctuaries habituated. Time before. We honor the great whale and the frequency they carry. All creatures within the sea. All creatures connected to the waters. May we be a voice for them in how we walk, think, what we say, or see, or birth into this world.
So we've been in these spaces for days. This is my second week. And we extract ourselves, we are here. We have many meetings, and through meetings we are learning. Meetings is important, it's a teaching. And I want you to give a moment of being with you, to relax, to sit. And just let go of whatever been this week, whatever conversations you've been in, negotiations, different platforms. Maybe some of the meetings tricked you. Now you have an opportunity to just let it go. So I would like you to invite you up here and take off your shoes so you can feel the ground. So you really can give yourself, this is your time, this is your investment in yourself. My grandmother, she taught me that if I don't walk on Mother Earth with love, she will not hold me. Because she is holding me and every one of us 24 hours a day. And the one thing that's never sleeping is the heart. The heart of Mother Earth, the heart of humanity. So please come and join me. And my sister Aya will sing a prayer to start. Anyone who wants to come? We're going to do it very simple. We're going to do breathing, just grounding, being you. Welcome. So you can take a place, you can stand if you like, if you want to sit, it's okay. If you want to lay down, we have space, so you can choose.
All right. I invite you all to accept grandmother's invitation and come to the stage. Feel grounded. Feel like, don't feel shy, we're all one family. And with that, I will start by calling in the elements to guide our activity journey. I will call it in Arabic.
I say, even if you're not here on stage, if you're sitting in the audience, please close your eyes and be with us. I come from a forest family, up in the north, above the Arctic Circle. In the forest, my father says, everything is there. We talk about the oceans, we talk about the rivers, we talk about the lakes, but I want to invite the green water of the forest, the green water of the plants, the green water within you. So just breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. And feel how the water starts to flow within you. How it's moving in your body, in your body. I want you to imagine a tree that is special. Maybe it's something from your childhood, maybe it's something that you recently met. Just take in that tree. In our culture, where I come from, we say the tree contains everything. So within the tree that you have chosen, my tree is a bird. Birch, this is the tree of the north. Think that you are breathing in from the crown of the tree, into the trunk, into the roots. Slowly breathing. So I want to energize this tree. I want to nurture it. I want it to be alive. So I want you to breathe in the color of red to this tree, down to the very roots. Deep breathing and think that you are filling this tree with this most beautiful, beautiful, clear color of red. That's giving, nurturing your roots. That's embracing your roots. That's embracing your body, your spirit, your soul. And now I want you to breathe in the color of orange for the belly. The belly, the existence of life, where we have spent precious 9 months in. And when you're breathing in, you're feeling into what do you need? What do you need? And feel how this color embracing your belly. Nurturing your belly. color of yellow, the sun, the fire. So breathe in and feel how you're giving this tree, energize this tree with the color of yellow, the sun, the fire. And just be. If the mind's talk, let it talk. Stay in the being. And I want to bring you to the heart of this tree. The beautiful heart. And the power of the tree. How these trees can crack a mountain because of your strong roots. You can move. You can make a change. You can see yourself. You can acknowledge yourself. So I want you to breathe in the color of green. Feel how this color of green opens your heart, embracing your heart, nurture your green water. As humans, we are born with a voice. And that's beautiful. As a silent is as beautiful. The voice of the silence is living within you. So we're gonna move to the voice, to the throat. Share of the magical ocean. The ocean that embeds us with life. So I want you whatever water that is calling your tree. Trees are big teachers. They are knowledge holders. To our sixth sense, to our third eyes, see, hear. All our primordial senses are activated. today has been the day of the color of purple. So I want you to breathe in the color of purple. To feel you're seeing beyond the words. The knowing beyond the knowing. The intuition. And breathe. Spreading the seeds of life, the golden seeds of life, that we are planting together by deeply listening, by deeply seeing each other. So I want you to breathe in the color of white and feel how your crown is filled with the color of white. The North Spirit is life, is consciousness, and I walk with the white reindeer. The white reindeers that travels between the worlds. I want to embrace you with the spirit of my white reindeer. That we'll all see this beautiful forest that is around me. This diverse forest that doesn't go in comparison, that doesn't go in hierarchy, that allows everything to grow. And see the beauty in that. Now my beautiful sister are gonna sing a water song that will nurture your tree. Just breathe and be. hug yourself and just sit with it for a moment. And remember the importance of taking care of yourself. Nurture your tree, nurture your body, nurture your soul, your spirit. If we don't do that, how can we steward for Mother Earth? How can we do the work we're doing if we don't take care of ourselves? So this is the moment I want to give you a gift. I often work with gifts. But first of all, I want you to take deep breath, move your body, and come back to the room and embrace the tree. Put your hand on your belly and ask yourself, how is my water feeling today? We often have questions and we want answers. This is a gift to you. And see, how often do we listen? How often do we see? Take time to see each other. Take time to hug. Take time to listen. Take time to be. And now it's time to move your body.
Entry support.
Hold this space for another hour, and we invite you to continue to join the space with us. Let's just take a moment for yourself. Say hi.
What of you?
Here we're going to create a panel and a bit of a workshop session so we can get to know each other a little bit more. If you have any questions or queries for any of the elders, we can just dive into that space with you. Welcome to the Wisdom Keepers. Talks by the fire, songs by the fire, journeys across the waters, stories from the cosmos, working with ancient wisdom, bridging into policy, and how important that bridge is for us to make it.
So you actually answer good time.
Not just for us, of course.
We are here till 8.
So if you have just joined us, my name is Fire. I am a Ngāti woman of Aotearoa. Aotearoa is the language word for New Zealand. We are Māori people. And yes, it's a deep honor to walk with this Wisdom Keeper delegation and my global family. Some of us are really changing and making waves in the policy space. Some of us are here from our homelands, bringing direct lineage messages to you. We also have a very strong team that supports us in coming across the seas from all over the planet. Without them, I'm not sure we would make it this far fast. And so if you want to go quickly, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. While we travel in this canoe of knowledge, it really does take everyone to pick up a paddle to move a big, strong canoe forward. And when you're moving in a canoe, you can't look back. You won't know where you're going. We must be looking forward. We navigate by the stars. We navigate with our heart. Every person that's in that canoe is important. From baby to elder. Everything. Everything in between. We learn from our past and we gather what is needed You cannot carry too much, or we will sink. So we must release, let go of these material things to be lighter, to go further. And it moves us quickly across the waters. As our paddle goes into the water, creates spirals, talks to us. Patterns are written on the seabed floor. The patterns are written in everything we see and hear. Everything we need to know is written in Mother Nature. All the answers that we are seeking are right before our eyes. Water family. They are so clever, so free to move and play and fly.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Sister Fire. Can we give her a round of applause? She's been doing this all live. Fire is one of our delegates, but she's also an amazing sonic weaver who travels the world and does sound baths and frequency transformation. She bases all of her art in her own tradition and her own culture, taking a new spin in her own way. And we are so very honored to have. Sorry, I didn't realize there was a commercial going on behind me. We're so very honored to have her and bless the space and really invite and set the frequency that we really need. You know, we're trying to set the vibe of a place that's sometimes not friendly to people who are working to save the environment. I mean, we come from around the world, and I can speak from my own personal story that, you know, as environmental defenders and frontline defenders, that we're often put at the risk of violence and sometimes death. So my name is Jacob Johns. My name, my traditional name is Hohoet Baya, which means looking for arrows. They're looking for reeds to turn into arrows. I was just given this new name again because I recently died. I was recently shot in the chest by a fascist who was a Donald Trump supporter while I was defending a prayer gathering in northern New Mexico. And it was really difficult because I was in the middle of organizing our lovely delegation here. Some of we're not complete, but we still have some other folks there. And in the middle of this organizing, I was trying to raise funds so that we could provide transport and honorariums and food and housing for doing this intensive work that we have to do. And I went down to New Mexico to do a prayer gathering. And some far-right fascists showed up with guns and tried to run into the crowd of people, who was mainly women and children. And one of them, he pulled out a gun and shot me in the chest, and I died. And after I had died, the bullet went through my lungs, collapsed my chest, it collapsed my lungs. It went through my liver, it went through my pancreas, it went through my spleen, it went through my stomach, and eventually pieces of it came out the back. I lost consciousness and died. I lost consciousness because I couldn't breathe. My lungs weren't able to put air into my body. And I died. I woke up in a helicopter as they were flying me from one hospital to the other in order to, I regained consciousness in order to feel myself dying. And after I died, I was put on the other side, in a place beyond life, in a place beyond death, where I came across the Council of Spirits. And in this space, we examined my life and everything that I had done up to that point, deciding what took place and what could have happened. And in this place of examination, I asked to continue to come back into this body. I'm a father, I have a young child, she's 12 years old, and she's my life. And those of us who are parents understand what it's like to miss your children, and the thought of not being with them is just disgusting. And so I convinced these spirits to let me come back into my body, and they told me that it wasn't going to be easy, it was going to be difficult, and that I had to sign a new life contract with new obligations, new things that I had to complete in order to fulfill my destiny and be free from the cycles of reincarnation that are forced upon us. And one of the things that I was instructed to do was to continue to do this work. To really try to actively unite the world in physical ways and in mental ways and in policy ways that can help us to pull us out of this crazy, crazy world of this collective suicide that we are all headed towards. And it wasn't easy. I came to and I had all of the surgery, I had staples all but done my spine. My stomach still is not the same. I'm missing my spleen, and I had 2 tubes in my liver and 1 in my pancreas, and they were in drains that came out to my side. And when I was in the hospital, the medicine man came to me, and he told me that I needed to stop taking the pain medication. And I was on a lot of medication. I was on OxyContin and morphine. I was on a lot of medication. And the medicine man came to me and told me that I had to stop taking it. And I had staples up and down. My body was allergic to the staples. It started rejecting it. I had massive abscesses on my abdomen. But he instructed me that I needed to feel the pain fully for what it was. And even in that condition, under heavy narcotics, the pain was beyond anything I would ever wish on any living being. And that idea of stopping the pain medicine was crazy. Can I just get some more morphine real quick before we cut this dry? Like, it's serious. But what he instructed me to do was to change in my mind what it would feel like. When we feel pain in our bodies, we think of it as a negative thing. But in this case, returning back into life, the pain itself that I was feeling was my body healing. It was rejuvenation. This feeling of my body healing should be celebrated. And in your mind, if you were able to take it from a negative, painful experience and turn it into a positive, celebratory energy of rejuvenation, then we could be the world, that could be the example that the world needs. And so I stopped taking the pain meds. And 2 weeks after I got out of the hospital with 3 drains in my abdomen, I jumped on a plane and we went to Dubai. And we were advocating, and it was rough start. But my sisters and my brothers, they all picked up the slack as I was laying in the hospital bed, still trying to do fundraising. And in that space, we really solidified ourselves as a collective. You know, not only are we just delegates, but we are organizers, and we are artists, and we are advocates on all kinds of levels. We are just multifaceted beings that just want to come together to generate goodness in the world, and generate healing and finding place. And so we continue to do this work. And I was spiritually, morally obligated to continue to believe that we have the power to unite the world, not just in prophecy and in prayer, but in real time, and ways that we can build consensus around all of our different traditions from all around the world, and build and distill strains of common thought and this common thread that we could translate into climate policy that could be adopted by heads of state underneath the framework of the United Nations here. And it was a big task, but we did it. We followed through. This year, I'm happy to say that I don't have any more tubes in my abdomen. I don't. Let's clap for that. I'm not on morphine either, so that's good. But this idea of us coming together, the spirits have told me and told all of us that this world that we are striving to create has already existed for a long time. And it is our responsibility to realize it and actualize it by articulating what that world is. And we have the responsibility of defining the future moments that we need by creating that together and identifying and creating those solid points of the future that is going to pull us out. And so as a climate organizer, as an indigenous person who works within these spaces for climate policy, we're inundated with science that tells us that we are headed towards death. Massive groups of people will die. And the science is showing us this. It's already starting to happen. If we look at the equatorial regions around the planet, if we look at the global south, if we look at the Amazon on fire, if we look at the acidization of the ocean, these are all signs that we are headed towards a very, very dangerous future. But as somebody who recently died and was able to transform my own pain into celebration for life, I'm here to tell you that out of the old world, a new one is created. and that we must define that world by communication, by solidarity, by understanding, and through prayer. And this itself is such a beautiful, beautiful movement for us as we come together to advocate for indigenous people globally. And it's a wonderful space to be in because we are not a large NGO. We are a grassroots collective that's worked diligently hard underneath no funding from corporate sponsors. We are a collective that does this for the past 2 years for basically nothing. All the money that I've raised, none of it goes to me. It goes to help cover flights, to help cover hotels, help cover food, help cover transportation for our whole team, which is 18 people. Now that itself is a miracle. But the miracles continue to happen. This is the second year. And we have, it's foreseeably in the first week, this COP made more of an impact and more of a splash than we have ever done before. And it's by coming into these international spaces with people who will listen to our words, but more importantly, feel our energy, feel what we are trying to convey, is what we are here for, to really raise the vibration. And so by sitting in this space and by sharing time and sharing our thoughts and our prayers and our teachings with you here, it helps to raise the vibration of us collectively in this room. And as you go home into your own families, into your own communities, please bring that vibration with you and feel the frequency that we are trying to emanate. This idea that we are headed towards death, that we are headed towards the apocalypse, that everything will end, is true. But also, out of the ashes of the old world, a new one is born. And it's the creation process that we are here advocating for, co-creating a healthy future that is healthy, just, and livable based on our traditions, born out of prayer, and actually in these places we're able to speak truth to power. Now, I wanted to just open up this dialogue by setting this intention and setting this tone of what it feels like to come back from death and live again. Our brother Wonka demonstrated what the new world looked like earlier, if you were with us, as he acted out death and rebirth by prayers from around the world. As somebody who got a lot of notoriety from being shot, people came up to me for a full year and told me, "Hey, I heard you died." Yeah, thanks for bringing that up. Let's talk about it casually here at the dinner table. That's fun. But the idea of having so many people send love and donations and care and prayers, people would come up to me randomly. I'd never seen ever before in my life and tell me, "I pray for you to live." But that weight from all these people and the collective prayers and the powers that we have within our own consciousness by focusing on something is what brought me back to life. And I'm here to tell you that even though the science is telling us that we are all fucked, we can come back from death. We can rejuvenate ourselves. And the pain that we see, we should shift as being a catalyst for us to see positive. Our sister here, who doesn't speak any English, and I don't speak any Spanish. Well, I speak a little Spanish, but not enough to communicate. She came from the heart of the Amazon in Ecuador. She's the only person who has a party overflow badge. She is our eyes and our ears as she goes into the high-level negotiating places and negotiates on behalf of her own country. As an American citizen, we have an incoming presidency that has in the past taken us out of the Paris Accords. We know that this is coming down the pathway. And as America will foreseeably take themselves out of these spaces, take themselves out of these negotiating tracks, we celebrate that and welcome it. Because the United States acts as bullies and obstructionists in these places and in these halls and on our behalf. And in no more does the universe, does the rest of the countries have somebody to hide behind. So I encourage the rest of the world to see that there is a gap to be filled and that fear itself is ridiculous. It's a lie. And we really have to focus globally. Working domestically will only get us so far. And the science is telling us that the time for small increment steps domestically has failed us, has passed us, and we do not have time. We must take a giant quantum leap into the future together, by all of humanity joining together to become the beautiful chorus that the future deserves. So I wanted to just pass along this microphone here and really talk a little bit about maybe the COP, what we're here, Conference of the Parties. This year is being deemed the Climate Finance COP, where people are discussing the NCQG, and we are pushing all of our countries to really include all of our needs into their NDCs. We want to make sure that we're having an impact, not just by advocating for one country, but by making sure that we're engaging from all the countries that we represent. And this is a beautiful time. It's a beautiful time, but it's also a scary time. And we know the science and the mechanisms that, as people are talking about billions of dollars to put into climate finance for countries dealing with adaptation and mitigation, dealing with the impending climate collapse, dealing with the ecosystems falling, that we don't need billions, we need trillions. We need trillions of dollars. We need $5 trillion to be put into a climate finance that should be accessible to any country on a grant-based system. Not as predatory loans like the IMF or the World Bank does to countries that are ravaged by natural disasters, but as grants that are given to countries around the world. And I call them big polluters, specifically my own country, the United States of America, for being the biggest, largest greenhouse gas emitter, and historically, that the United States owes the rest of the world that $5 trillion, not just once, but annually. As we give money to Israel to destroy and commit genocide on our behalf, half of that money would go to climate finance and should be allowed to be accessed by indigenous people globally, without the need to have to go to a colonial overlord or ask for any for an oppressive system to receive these grant-based finances. And so I'm going to pass it over to our sister Aya here, who also follows the finance track. She is an amazing organizer. I've met her a couple of years ago, where we traveled to Egypt for COP. And before COP, a group of us, I think 35 of us, hiked up to the top of Mount Sinai to pray for the rest of the world at sunrise. It was a 5-hour hike. We get up to the top at sunrise, and then I hear beautiful Aya sing a song. And I'm so honored to have Aya here. We sent Aya, who doesn't speak Azerbaijani, to Azerbaijan to do on-the-ground logistics for us 6 months ago. And she went on her own to this country to help us secure and lock down our housing and all the other things that happen when COP comes around. And not only is she a kick-ass organizer, but she's also in the policy rooms with us, and she's on our policy team and does amazing work logistically to help us solidify our policy platform. So I would like to invite you all to give Aya a round of applause as I pass the microphone to Aya.
Thank you so much, Jacob. Just before we start, everywhere I've been going here at COP, I start with honoring the ancestry in my bones. I'm Egyptian Palestinian, and right now, my people are being bombarded. It's been 1 year of genocide. It's been 1 year of dehumanization. It's been 1 year of lies. It's been 1 year of silence. And now, right now, as we speak, Lebanon is being bombed. And I've been, while here at COP, navigating, having to message friends and family to check if they're okay. So it's important that when we come to these spaces and speak about the climate crisis, we do not speak about it in isolation and vacuum, because then we are just wasting our time and we're being inefficient. We live in an interconnected world, and right now they say that this is the year of finance, and we are looking for billions and trillions to pay for climate disasters, when in reality, trillions are funneled for destruction. Let me share with you some numbers. Just last year, the US provided Israel with 12.5 billion of military aid, only in 1 year. Cumulatively, it's actually 300 billion in aid. Let's just think about what is the number that the US provided for loss and damage. 17.5 million. How long did it take for us to even agree on a loss and damage fund? How long did it take for us to come and even to say, let's operationalize this loss and damage fund? While legislation for military, in 1 second, no accountability, no due process. And it's also public money that's being financing this destruction. Let's also think about, in total, all the COP28 loss and damage pledges accounted for 2.5 hours of military spending. What a shameful legacy we're leaving. Really. What a shameful legacy. A legacy that prioritizes destruction. A legacy that kills children. A legacy that is built on separation. We have built a system that is very far from the truth of this reality. Today we've traversed the inner and the outer worlds. And maybe we don't see it, but that line between the inner and the outer is an illusion. That line of separation is an illusion. Everything is interconnected. What's happening inside of us, it's happening outside of us. So what we're seeing in Palestine and what we're seeing around the world is nothing but a reflection of the state of our consciousness. And it's coming to light. It's coming to light to be confronted, not to be shunned away. Not to say like, oh yes, and don't get too political. Don't bring up these things. We need to bring up these things. We need to deal with them. And from there, I want us to also think about, have we built an economic system based on principles of truth? Let's look at our economic system. The first assumption, scarcity. Is our world scarce? Is Mother Earth hoarding from us? If anything, our world is abundant. And there is enough to go around for everyone. So that's the first false. The second, one that is based on competition, an assumption that's based on competition. Yet when you look to the natural world, it is based on symbiotic relationships. It is based on reciprocity. When we look at the trees, we see trees that help each other through the mycelium network. When we look at all the natural world, we see symbiotic relationships. So maybe we can have some humility to take a moment and realize, as a species, we're quite young to this planet as compared to others. And maybe we can look to them for answers. Maybe we can look to the natural world in collaboration. Maybe we can remember who we are and that we are part of this natural world. They say public-private partnership. I say people-planet partnerships. Let's partner with the Earth because we are her and she is this. And with that, I will end here, and I would like to hear from our other delegates. So thank you.
We're actively walking between two worlds, and one world has been built on extraction. It's been built on taking without giving. And one thing that the ocean has always done for us is give abundantly, without fear, with grace. It's given billions of people fish, have given billions of people a primary source of livelihood, have given billions of people, all of us, the air that we breathe, have sustained our well-being, our health, our vitality. Yet all we seem to do on the global scale is take from her. We take from this sacred Mother Ocean, this sacred Pachamama, Mother Earth, and we can't seem to give back. That's the narrative we're told, right? That narrative isn't true. It's also been told to us by so many executives in the fossil fuel, mining, forestry, agricultural, and largest polluting industries. That message that humans are parasites on this earth is not always true. And I think this delegation is one of the best examples, and there are thousands, hundreds of thousands, not millions of examples of communities that have lived in symbiotic, reciprocal relationships with the natural world, because there is no separation between us and nature, and there is 1 billion ways we can communicate this. And the way that I choose to channel this is through the ocean. Because in every drop of seawater, there are billions, if not trillions, of bacteria. And just like in our gut biome, there are billions and trillions of bacteria that help us process energy, that help us take the nutrients that the ocean provides to all of us and use that to operate our lives. And I think when we reconcile our relationship that we have with water, as Grandma Helen said, the water that flows in our water cycle that's been here for millions of years, when we reconnect to the sacredness of water, how water can heal, both salt and fresh water, operating as one global body of this ocean, when we come back in the right relation with the ocean, then we can deploy the solutions at scale with the finance necessary to support them. Oftentimes you hear that, indigenous peoples and local communities aren't scientists or don't have skills beyond traditional ecological knowledge. This is another falsity. And I think we're exactly showing that this is not the case. That indigenous people have incredible solutions, that the best examples of co-management, of marine protected areas that have immense benefits, spillover, are led by indigenous people, are led by coastal First Nations in British Columbia, and many nations that it's home for me, I come from. And I think even though I'm not an indigenous person, and I don't identify as an indigenous person as part of this delegation, as an ally, I finally felt at home. And growing up as a kid, I never felt like I had a home. I was always moving. My dad's one of the good guys at the World Bank. He's moved billions of dollars to help protect the ocean. My mom, she's a world karate champion. And my ancestors come from dirt poverty. They had nothing. And I never felt like I had a home because I always felt like I was moving, and I never understood my ancestral lineage. And I think for the first time today, I feel like I have a home. And I feel like I know exactly where I need to be. And there is no question that the stories and the solutions that we have as this delegation can offer the future for the next 1,000 years of humanity. There's no question that the ways in which we live with symbiosis in every relationship that we have and improve the ones or cancel the ones that are parasitic can really be massive agents of change. And as I found a home, I welcome you all to invite that feeling of homeliness into you, because you are the ocean in a drop, and you are a drop in the ocean. And there is this incredible story, and I'll end on this before passing it to my elders, of a hummingbird. And you must have heard this story before in some way, shape, or form. And this hummingbird saw a fire in the forest, in the jungle. And the hummingbird decided to take one drop of water and put that one drop of water on this massive raging fire. And hummingbird went back and forth, buzzing. And hummingbirds are amazing for so many reasons. And all the other jungle animals were like, "What are you doing? You can't help a thing. You can't do anything." Then the hummingbird started to get so many drops of water and fly so quickly. And all the other jungle animals joined in. And as part of this delegation with a home like this, we are all that hummingbird. That was me as a kid when Wonka did the ceremony today. I was that little hummingbird. That kid trying to run around and bring one drop of water to this big fucking fire and put it out and show that we could heal through the water. And now we're all hummingbirds. And they're cool, they can fly in all directions. So let's fly in all the worlds together.
So Yahaira doesn't speak Spanish, or doesn't speak English, but some of our translators going to translate for her. So this is Yahaira here. Yahaira is she's from the Kofan Nation down in Ecuador, where her community is facing the extractive, disgusting practices of fossil fuel infrastructure encroaching on her territory. She recently had to take up the leadership position with the Kofan as her uncle was assassinated in his front yard by the fossil fuel companies. Yahaira is risking her life by being here. She also went to COP in Cali to advocate for us. But Yahaira is just an amazing asset to this delegation. And once again, she is the only person who has access to the high negotiating tables and is our eyes and ears in these high-level spaces. So I'd like you all to just give her a round of applause as I pass the microphone to Yahaira.
Voy a hablar de la experiencia que me tocó vivir en mi territorio para poder estar aquí.
The experience that I lived in my territories in order for me to be here.
Tengo 24 años de edad
I'm 24 years old.
y ha sido muy fuerte para mí,
It has been very difficult for me.
impactante enfrentar una gran lucha.
Something very impactful for me to confront this great struggle.
En mi comunidad llevamos 50 años de lucha contra las empresas petroleras.
In my community, we have 50 years fighting these petroleum companies.
Últimamente, hace 1 año y medio atrás,
Recently, 1.5 years ago,
fue una lucha muy difícil para nosotros
there was a very difficult struggle for us.
porque asesinaron a nuestro líder
They killed our leader
a 11 balazos
with 11 bullets
en nuestro territorio.
inside of our territory.
8 meses de lucha
8 months of trying, struggling,
difíciles, tristes, de llanto, dolor,
of crying.
y al final fue mucho más triste con ese asesinato.
And in the end, it was just so much more sad with the murder.
Aparte de ser un líder, era mi tío.
Aside from being just our leader, it was my uncle.
Y cuando lo asesinaron yo tenía otro rol.
When they killed him, I had a different role.
No era tan visible ante los medios y era una persona normal que trabajaba con la comunidad.
I was not that visible in front of the media. I was just somebody who was behind the scenes in the community.
Pero perder a un familiar por luchar, por defender la vida,
But when you lose a family member like that and they lose their life for trying to defend life,
por defender la colectividad de una comunidad que estaba reclamando sus derechos.
they were defending a community that was trying to reclaim their rights.
Y a mí me tocó la parte más dura,
I got the hardest part
porque tuve que enfrentarme a la demanda, al juicio, en las redes, en las cámaras, en las entrevistas.
I had to confront all of these, the situation that was in the media, social media, in my community, all the rumors.
Y tuve que hacerlo porque era la única voz fuerte que en ese momento estaba para que esa comunidad devastada pudiera coger fuerza.
I had to do it because this was the only way that my community could gain their strength back.
Cuando él falleció, es como que nuestra naturaleza, nuestra selva también cayó en llanto igual que nosotros.
It's like whenever he died, the environment even fell into a sadness and crying.
Por eso se hizo una canción en honor a él. En una parte de la letra dice: cuando el cielo llueve, el cielo cae en llanto, mientras el asesino huía, Eduardo se moría. Mientras el cielo llovía,
While the rain falls from the sky,
la selva se ahogaba en llanto,
the forest is also crying.
mientras el asesino huía,
While the murderer runs away,
Eduardo se moría.
Eduardo is dying.
Entonces, con eso luchamos 1 año y hasta este momento todavía no se ha dado justicia y no se ha dado con los asesinos.
And to this day, we have not found or captured the murderer. We have not been able to bring him to justice.
Y esto sucedió porque la empresa Petroecuador quería plantar 30 pozos petroleros con 3 plataformas.
This all happened because the petroleum company in Ecuador wanted to make 30 holes of petroleum in our forest.
Y había una controversia en la comunidad que una parte estaba de acuerdo con la explotación petrolera
There was a division in our community that some people, they were in agreement to allow this oil drilling to happen.
y nosotros quienes defendíamos el territorio tuvimos que enfrentarnos entre nosotros mismos porque no había un acuerdo.
So in between the community, we had to defend ourselves because we could not agree.
Porque la empresa Petroecuador viene a dividir a la comunidad y entrega $300,000 a la comunidad que estaba a favor de la explotación.
The oil companies gave $300,000 to the group of indigenous people that were in favor of letting them come in and putting this oil drilling.
En donde no había un convenio firmado,
There was nothing signed.
en donde no se dio la consulta previa informada,
They never gave us information in advance.
y no se respetó el derecho a la resistencia,
They didn't respect our resistance.
y terminamos derramando sangre de un líder.
And in the end, all that happened was the blood of one of our leaders fell to the ground.
Cuando yo lo vi a él en el piso muerto,
When I saw him dead lying on the ground,
lo único que hice fue cogerle de la mano
all I could do was grab him by the hand
y decirle:
and tell him,
tío, estoy aquí,
Uncle, I'm here.
tu voz no será apagada,
Your voice will not go silent.
tu legado lo llevaremos
Your legacy will carry it
en nuestras venas, en nuestra fuerza,
in our veins and in our strength
para defender ese territorio que tanto amaste.
to defend this territory that you love so much.
Lo abracé muerto,
I hugged him while he was dead.
pero de la desesperación,
I felt desperation.
del dolor, no derramé ni una lágrima en ese momento.
Because of my pain, I could not even cry.
Caminé con su cuerpo sin vida
I walked with his body lifeless
desde el lugar que lo asesinaron
from the place that he was killed
hasta el lugar del centro forense,
to the forensic center.
dejar en la fiscalía las demandas y traer su cuerpo a su casa para que sea velado.
I went to the police station, we made a declaration about what happened, and then we took his body home.
Hasta ese momento fui fuerte,
All the way up until this moment, I was strong.
pero después ya me debilité y pegué un grito de la desesperación del momento que estaba viviendo.
But after that, I began to scream out of pain and desperation of what was happening this moment.
Y él no era solo un simple líder de la comunidad,
He was not just a simple leader of the community.
representaba a nivel nacional de Ecuador en la dirigencia de relaciones internacionales de la CONAIE.
He was our national leader on an international level from CONAIE.
Y ahora, después de eso, yo estoy representando a una región amazónica de Ecuador,
And now I'm the representative of my region in Ecuador.
perseguida por demandas,
I'm also being persecuted with lawsuits,
por amenazas contra mi integridad, por alzar la voz, por pedir justicia.
I'm also being threatened because I have lifted my voice and asked for justice,
Con la ambición de que los estados no respetan los derechos colectivos de las nacionalidades, deja a una familia en orfandad, hijos sin padre, niños sin poder disfrutar con su padre al lado.
because our country will not defend us and our rights to the forest. They have left children with no father, mother without a son.
Él dejó 6 hijos,
He had 6 children,
uno mayor de edad
one older than 18,
y 5 menores de edad, y el último hijo de 3 años.
and his last son was only 3.
¿Cómo es posible que por defender la vida, por querer salvar el planeta, tengamos que derramar sangre y perder vidas?
How is it possible that just because we want to defend the world and defend nature, we have to lose our lives?
Por eso me da tanta rabia estando en estos espacios, que también hay cooperaciones internacionales, bancos internacionales que brindan recursos a estas empresas
pero sin conocer las realidades.
This is why when I'm in this space, I get so angry, I get furious when I see that the governments are giving all these corporations money to come in and destroy them.
El Estado ecuatoriano dice que van a la conservación del territorio, crean el medio ambiente, pero son ellos mismos quienes dan las licencias ambientales para que nuestros territorios sean explotados.
Ecuador comes and they say that they want to help and they want to make a fix for the environment, but then they go and they give money to these companies who are destroying us.
Y son ellos mismos que en estos espacios de la COP, los estados vienen a negociar directamente y nosotros quienes somos los que cuidamos el territorio, estamos bajo a las negociaciones de ellos.
They come into these spaces and they act like they're making a solution, but in all reality what they're doing is they're pushing down our efforts to try to make a change in our territories.
Y por eso, como Amazonía ecuatoriana, hemos luchado y seguimos de que debemos de ser nosotros como pueblos y nacionalidades los que debemos de estar ahí en esas negociaciones.
That's why we're here to fight and lift our voices, because it should be us that's making the negotiations and making the solutions.
Negociadores directos para poder decir lo que de verdaderamente sentimos, cómo nos vienen a violentarnos de esa forma tan brusca.
How is it that they can come in such a forceful way, in such a brutal way against us in the way that we live?
Y a esa corta edad tengo que seguir siendo fuerte.
And at my young age, I have to be so strong.
Porque él nos dejó una descripción que dice que cuando un árbol cae, sus semillas riegan y de ahí salen otros árboles más.
Because there is a poem that says when a tree falls, it drops all of its seeds, and when it rains, it will grow even stronger, and that's who we are.
Y por eso estoy aquí,
This is why I'm here,
llevando esa voz,
taking my voice.
porque sé que después vendrán muchos más jóvenes con el enfoque de defender el
I
territorio.
know that there's a lot more young people that are going to come and they're going to be focused on defending Mother Earth.
Yo tengo esa esperanza
I have a hope.
y tengo esperanzas de que más adelante iremos creando otros espacios en donde nos ayuden a buscar justicias, a defender el territorio, a amarlo, a conservarlo.
I have hope that the young people are going to come in and they're going to work on conservation and love. I have a hope that they're going to come in and there are going to be many that will lift our voice and work together in solutions in these spaces.
Y yo tomé la decisión de defender mi territorio,
I made a decision to defend my territory.
así tenga que perder mi vida o derramar mi sangre,
Even if I lose my life or my blood has to fall to the ground.
porque lo quiero hacer por las futuras generaciones,
I want to do it for future generations.
porque tengo un hijo que está creciendo
I have a son who's
y
already
necesita disfrutar de esa selva,
growing. He needs to be able to enjoy the jungle,
respirar ese aire puro
be able to breathe pure air,
y también proveer de la alimentación que nos da la naturaleza.
and also to eat from the nutrients that come from this area.
Ha sido muy difícil para mí hablar de todo lo que he vivido
Very
porque no ha
difficult.
sido fácil
Very difficult
y
for me
tengo
to
una
talk.
historia triste,
My story is sad.
pero también tengo la esperanza de que esa tristeza en algún momento
I have a hope that this sadness is
vamos a tener un futuro mejor.
going to change and we're going to have a better future.
Y ahora, estando en este espacio con la delegación de Guardianes de la Sabiduría,
Now that I'm in this space with the wisdom keepers,
es como que he dado ese paso con ellos de juntos poder salvar al mundo.
instead of giving a step forward with them and that we are going to save the world.
Estamos de diferentes países, diferentes idiomas. Yo no hablo el inglés, pero para mí es un reto.
We are all from different places around the world. As you see, I don't speak English, but this is a goal for me.
Pero solo sabemos que queremos y a dónde estamos visionados.
All we know is that we care about each other and we have a vision.
No es solo esa historia, hay muchas historias más en Ecuador.
It's not
Líderes que han fallecido en las resistencias, en las protestas contra el Estado, y eso es a nivel mundial, que conocen que hemos sufrido demasiado la violencia y también de no respetar los derechos.
I'm not the only story of violence in my country. There are many more that have fallen in the resistance.
En la Constitución de Ecuador está escrita todo lo que debe de ver con pueblos y nacionalidades, pero ninguna está siendo respetada.
In the Constitution, it has all of these protections for my community, but not even one is being respected.
Por eso con tanto dolor, pero sé que estoy haciendo una labor importante para los pueblos y nacionalidades.
I do it even though I have a lot of pain, but I do it because I know I'm doing it for my people.
Tenemos que trabajar no solo viendo la visión de los adultos o de los sabios, sino vincular a los jóvenes con los sabios.
We're not just doing it for the elders, we're doing it so we can teach the young people this wisdom.
Y desde niños ya saber el valor cultural, las cosmovisiones, las vivencias ancestrales que tienen cada nacionalidad.
So that as children they can grow up knowing this ancestral wisdom.
Hay tantas que suceden también con las empresas mineras hidroeléctricas.
There's so many things happening with hydroelectric plants, also with the mining.
Y también y les agradezco muchísimo que me hayan escuchado, que estén aquí.
That you're here.
Es valioso para nosotros. Y son cosas, realidades y experiencias que se viven. Y de ellas tenemos que seguir aprendiendo y seguir adelante. Muchas gracias.
We're going to keep learning and we're going to go forward. Thank you very much.
I am Heaven. I am a knowledge holder from the north, from the Arctic, that holds the lineage of Sami people and 3 other minority people. And what can I say? Listen to my brothers and sisters' stories. I never been to the COP space until I was in Glasgow. So one night I had a dream. My grandmother came to me and she says, "You're going to COP." I had no clue what it was. No idea at all. So I sent the message out to universe, how can I go there? I don't have the money, I don't have any accommodation. And that's where I met my dear brother, Wankainti, who saw me, who cared for me, who was there for me when I most needed. And the message he gave me is that I need to be the voice for the earth. I was born in a very gifted family that always stewarding the earth, that always doing the ancestral wisdom. But I was also born with the mining, the frequency of the mining that started 61 and I'm born 69. So it was a natural vibration. It was a natural dynamic. And it was a survival economic up in the north. And no one reacted. But my grandmother, she talked a lot about it, how it affected us, how we didn't take care of our mother, how we didn't take care of the earth, how we wounded her. And by wounding her, we get sick. So and then I met my other family, more family members, Jacob, Aya, when we was in COP in Egypt. And in Egypt, I became very, very sick. My lungs crashed. And I could just participate a little bit in there. And I came home with the realization of what is wrong. And I asked my father, and my father said that, you know, Helen, you need to go through this because for the work you're going to do in the future, you need to do that for the coming generations. For the ones who are going to be woke, you have to steward for them. You have to mentor them. You have to be showing them the way. So I struggled many things, but that is life. But the same year we are in Egypt, I lose my village for the mining. In Sami we say that we don't take more than we need. We are in reciprocity with nature because we are nature. We are the forest. We are the animals. There's no separation between life and death. There's no separation between dark and light. We live by the 8 seasons. We follow the cycle of nature. And now when climate is changing, it's very hard up in the north, it's very hard in the Arctic to understand what's happening for the animal life, for the species, for the trees, for the waters. So we say, or we see that the climate is a reflection of humanity when we look at it. How are we feeling as human beings? How are we taking responsibility? How are we seeing when we are saying responsibility? Do we put responsibility outside of ourselves, or do we put it something that is living within us, that we have to take that also both ways, in the inner landscape as we take it in the outer landscape? And I'm here to see and to bridge how can we walk together, because we have been separated for ancient of way, many generations, and we talk about reconnecting. But maybe, what is it really to be reconnected? Maybe the connection was lost many generations. So how can we come back to that? And my father says, it is to deeply listening and deeply being. Thank you.
Kia ora. Yes, my name is Freya, and just listening to Grandmother Helen's story, I really believe it's all our story. I grew up in Aotearoa. I was born in Aotearoa. It's a Māori family. We are Polynesian people. We come from the Great South Pacific. But I was raised by my Aboriginal grandmother in Australia, in the Yinjibundi Desert, in the northwest coast. It's a very vast land. It's very rich land and very rich people, rich in heart, I mean. So I was raised by like an Aboriginal girl. It was kind of like I didn't know who I was. Was I Māori? Was I Aboriginal? I was still looking for who I was. I know now why I was taken to these places, and our stories are the road that teaches us to prepare, I believe, for a space like this today. And I grew up, my whole family was raised on mining money. It was salt, iron ore, gold, and they're still all living off mining money. It is ferocious. I went back a year ago after being away for 30 years, and it used to be that the holes in the earth were really far away. You never really saw it. You saw it in the big trains that came by, and they're the longest trains in the Southern Hemisphere. They go for miles. We used to sit there and count carriages as kids because it was just all you could do before you change, you cross the tracks. That would be like an hour later. It'd take a long time. Now, when I go back 30 years later, the mountains are being pushed right up against the highways. And we're talking about a very large mass of land, the West Australian desert. That impact is something that really shook me as an older woman now, and how much it's actually, it really, the monster does not care where you are or what you think. It's coming, and it doesn't seem to be stopping. So it is a to and froing of, yes, there are families who pay their bills and buy the groceries, and it's a vicious cycle that we are locked into. So trying to find solutions of how to flip the script and live a different life and have a different outcome. I am an artist, I'm an activist, and I didn't always use my voice to sing. I didn't sing and share my voice in front of anyone until I was 30 years old. And today I'm here just to take up space. Because there are a lot of politicians and a lot of ministries and a lot of ministers and a lot of really important people that are taking up space. So I am here to absorb some of that space. I bring my daughter to also take up some of that space. And she is soaking it up like a sponge. It's her second cop. We were in Dubai together. She was 6 years old. Now she's 7. And I believe that we should bring our children into this space. If you have the strength, if you have a family like this one to walk with, then I really encourage you to find a way, because if we don't, the tipping scale is too far. So namahi, namahi, aroha, greet with love, and I'm just very honored to be here. We will continue to stand in this space, especially right now when our governments are trying to push us out of our own rights, indigenous rights of land. When we are on the front line, we are the ones protecting that land, protecting the foreshore, protecting the front line. Tiriti o wai tangi. Tiriti o the treaty is the one agreement that we had as Maori people when we were colonized. What happened was the language was lost in translation, and then we have a wave that has overcome us. However, we're standing and taking up space in that political house. We are not afraid to use our voices and to express our mana and our dignity and what is true and right. When we welcomed foreigners from far away a long, long time ago, and we fed them, and we housed them, and we granted them safe passage through our lands, it is a day to be reckoned when our people march the country to defend that treaty in Parliament. And I feel so proud to be Māori. And we will continue to stand for land, stand for water, and speak up for all of our kaitiaki. Kia ora, thank you.
Voy a dar el micro a Mariela para que haya una síntesis de su experiencia y luego tomaré yo la palabra. Agradeciendo a Summer la traducción, porque así superamos el tema de las lenguas.
First, I want to pass the microphone to my wife, my beloved wife, Mariela, for her to speak. I also want to thank Summer for translating. It's in this way that we are able to go beyond the languages.
Buenas noches.
Good evening.
Mi nombre es Mariela.
Pero-
Buenas noches, mi nombre es Mariela,
My name is Mariela.
pero tengo otro nombre
I have another
que me
name
puso mi maestro,
that my teacher gave me.
que es Goyo, ¿no? Que significa lucero.
My other name means light.
Sí, soy esposa de Waka.
I am Wanka's wife.
Vengo acompañándome ya como 3 años, 4 años desde Escocia,
I come with him to accompany him. I've been doing this about 4 years,
donde conocimos a la mamita Helen,
and this is where we met Grandma Helen.
¿no? Y venimos así apoyando,
We
¿no?
came to help.
Ahora estamos aquí, hemos ido a Escocia, hemos estado en Egipto,
We've been to Scotia,
Dubai,
to Egypt, and Dubai
con nuestra familia
with our
de
family
los Wisdom Keeper.
from the Wisdom Keeper Family Delegation.
Moana está recibiendo lo que nuestros ancestros siempre han hecho con nosotros los niños.
Moana is receiving what our ancestors have always given to us.
Cuando yo era niño y tenía la edad de Moana,
When I was a child and I had Moana's age,
venían los vecinos de la aldea y le decían a mi padre: salva a mi esposo que está muriendo.
the neighbors would come over and they would ask my family to save my husband that's dying.
Entonces mi padre, que era un gran curandero, me decía: hijo, vamos, tenemos acción.
And so my father, who he was a great healer, he would say, son, let's go. We have to act, to jump in action.
Acompañaba a mi padre y el que estaba muriendo no moría, resucitaba.
I would go with my dad, and the one who was dying would not die. He would come back to life.
O a veces también ayudaba a cruzar el puente de la vida a la muerte, porque hay gente que no puede morir.
There's also times where I would help people cross into the afterlife.
Mi padre fue un elevado de conciencia.
My father had an elevated consciousness.
Él tenía el don de convertirse en animal.
He knew how to convert himself into an animal.
Y ahora estoy buscando el lagarto que siempre me acompaña. Yo sé que está por ahí un lagarto. Si por ahí veo un lagarto, es mi padre.
I'm looking for the lizard because my father knew how to become the lizard. So if you see him, he must be around here somewhere.
Entonces, yo aprendí a curar en los sueños,
I learned how to heal from the dreams.
porque mi padre también aprendió a curar en sueños de su mamá, doña Nicolasa Buendía.
My father learned from his mother how to heal with dreams.
Y así viene esto de generación en generación.
This comes from generation to generation.
Pero yo, de ser un nativo, aprendí a mezclar esa curación ancestral con la ciencia.
Since I was native, I learned how to use this connection, this ancestral connection with science.
Y he pasado años disecando el cerebro del ser humano,
And so I have spent years dissecting the mind of humans,
estudiando su estructura macroscópica de los cadáveres y microscópica en los microscopios.
I have been looking through a microscope at the dead bodies, microscope after microscope after.
Y he estudiado la actividad eléctrica del cerebro en el día y en la noche.
I have studied the electricity in the mind day and night.
Y por ejemplo sabemos, después de haber conversado con los monjes tibetanos,
And so we have learned by conversing with the monks
que ellos son los únicos seres de la tierra el cual su cerebro vibra de 30 a 100 ciclos por segundo, hertz.
these are the only people on the earth that their mind vibrates at 30 milliseconds.
Ahorita que ustedes estén escuchando, están más o menos entre 14 a 22 ciclos por segundo.
We, as normal people, our mind vibrates
Y
between
ese es el
14
común de
and
las
22.
personas.
And this is just an average among people.
Pero cuando escuchan con los ojos cerrados, como hace mi hermano maestro Bodhi Patil,
But if you can listen when you have your eyes closed, like what my brother Bodhi was able to,
el cerebro increíblemente baja su frecuencia y entra a lo que se llama ondas alfa.
so in this type, your mind lowers the frequency and you enter in this place called
Vibración de 14 a 8 Hz.
Okay, this is where you go into 14, 14, okay?
Hertz, ciclos por segundo.
Hertz by second. 14 to 22 hertz per second.
Pero ustedes pueden bajar más.
You can go even lower.
Por ejemplo, Moana está en esa vibración ahorita de las ondas teta, que va desde 7.5 ciclos hasta 4 ciclos por segundo.
She's going from 7 to 4 in her dream state.
Y todo lo que escucha lo convierte en imágenes de poder.
And everything that she can hear, she can change it into an image of power.
No hay nada que sea imposible cuando uno está en ese estado de actividad cerebral.
There is nothing impossible when you're in this dream state.
Y nosotros los maestros enseñamos a trabajar en un ciclo más bajo todavía.
We teach as teachers, we teach people to lower their mind vibration even more.
En las ondas delta, menos de 4 ciclos por segundo.
In the delta waves, it's less than 4 per second.
Y esa es mi especialidad.
This is my specialty.
Y he sido testigo de muchos milagros.
I have been a witness of a lot of miracles.
Y quiero decirles a ustedes que la evolución existe.
I want to let you know evolution does exist.
La evolución, la elevación de los niveles de conciencia existe.
You can elevate your levels of consciousness.
Y que ustedes tienen que explotar, activar cada una de sus 100,000 millones de neuronas cerebrales.
You have to learn how to make explode these 100,000 neurons in your mind.
Porque no se está activando más del 15%.
Because we're not even using 15%.
Y mueren
And we die
sin activar ese 85%.
without even activating that other 85% of
¡Qué
our mind.
desperdicio! ¡Qué lujo!
What a waste. Come on.
Los pueblos originarios tenemos esos secretos.
The original peoples, the original tribes, we have these secrets.
Puede ser con el mundo del sueño o puede ser con plantas maestras.
Maybe this in the dream world, or maybe these are teaching
Por
plants.
ejemplo, trabajamos con ayahuasca.
We work with ayahuasca.
Un día yo me matriculé para tocar guitarra
One time I was trying to go learn.
y mi maestro me dijo, estudia otra cosa porque tú no tienes oído para la
The
música.
teacher told me, you know what, forget it, go learn something else. You do not have an ear for music.
Entonces dije, esto es tarea para ayahuasca, la
And
madre.
I said, oh, you know what, I'm going to put this with the ayahuasca, our mother.
Y una noche cuando estaba bajo los efectos de la madre ayahuasca,
So one night I was under the influence of ayahuasca.
de una cueva profunda salió un abuelito
I went into my dream state, and out of this cave came out a grandfather.
y me dijo, ¿qué quieres?
He said to me, what do you want?
Yo le dije, quiero ser músico.
I said, I want to be a musician.
Y él se metió a la cueva de nuevo y me dijo, espera, voy a consultar.
He said, I'm going to go in the cave and do a consultation.
Me hizo esperar miles de años.
He made me wait thousands of years.
Al salir de la cueva me dijo, aquí tienes la primera nota.
When he came out of the cave, he said, here's your first note.
Era el sonido del viento rozando las hojas.
It was the sound of the wind.
Y empecé a llorar de felicidad porque era la nota, la melodía del viento en
And I
mi
started
ser.
to cry because I could hear the sound of the wind in myself.
Y después se metió a la cueva y salió diciéndome, ahora tienes esta otra melodía. La melodía de las aguas.
Then he went in the cave and he came out and he says, I'm going to give you another melody. This one is of the waters.
Y por eso es que cuando falla, me habla de las aguas. Cuando Body Party me habla de las aguas, yo lloro de felicidad.
This is why every time
Porque
fire
aprendí la melodía de las aguas.
talk to me about the waters, I start crying with happiness because I learned the melody.
El abuelo se metió de nuevo a la cueva y salió con otra nota musical grave.
So the grandfather goes in back in the cave and he comes out with another melody.
Era el eco de los cerros hablando frente a frente.
It was the echo of the forest talking face to face.
Y faltaba una melodía muy delgada.
But I wasn't still missing a melody that was.
Se metió a la cueva y salió con espigas doradas muy finas,
He went in the
espigos,
cave, he
trigo,
came back,
cebada,
and he came out with some type of a grass.
y los empezó a rozar y esos filamentos
Rubbing them against each other.
produjeron una melodía finísima que rompía el vidrio.
They gave a sound that was so beautiful, so fine, but it could break glass.
Y cuando esperaba la quinta nota,
So now I'm waiting for the fifth note.
el abuelo me dijo,
My grandfather says to me,
la quinta nota la buscas tú.
the fifth note, you have to find it yourself.
Y se metió en la cueva y yo me quedé asustado, triste.
I stayed outside scared. sad.
Y desde la cueva me dijo, pero ya puedes tocar.
But now he says, when he's in the cave, my grandfather yells,
Toca con el corazón, no toques con el cerebro.
now you can play music, but don't play with your mind, play with your heart.
En ese rato agarré mi antara
In that time, I got my music.
y empecé a tocar los tubos de esas
I
cañas
started to play these cane tubes.
y me salió una melodía hermosa
All of a sudden,
que suena más o menos
I
así.
got a beautiful melody. It sounds like this.
Desde entonces soy un maestro de los vientos.
Since then, now I am a teacher of the wind.
Hermanos y hermanas, puedo, así como mis hermanos, pasar noches enteras conversando, escuchando, mascando la coquita.
Just like my brothers have to spend nights and nights chewing on the cocoa.
Pero mi canto también es de dolor, pero me sobrepongo
Sometimes my song is
con la nueva receta para la humanidad.
but I use the best.
El abrazo más de 20 segundos, escuchar el corazón
I try to listen to
de mi
the heart
hermano o de mi hermana.
of my brother,
Mirarle a los ojos y decirle profundamente,
I
tú
look
eres
him
el
in the eyes,
manantial,
and
te
I
quiero mucho.
tell them profoundly that you are like a waterfall and I love you so much.
Vive la vida, goza desde lo más profundo de tu ser.
Be happy from the very center of me.
Eso es lo que hemos venido a compartir al mundo.
This is what we came to share with the world.
Solamente así se salvará la humanidad.
Only this way can we
Porque
save
la
the world.
contaminación empieza con la pena que no se cura,
Because contamination
con el
starts
miedo que
with
no se
sadness
cura,
that you cannot heal, with a fear that you cannot
con la
heal,
cólera que no se cura
with some kind of decoration you cannot heal,
y con el deseo que no se cura.
and with the desire that cannot heal.
Y por eso,
This is what.
cúrate con alegría, con sonrisa.
Heal yourself with
Primero
happiness, with a
fingido,
smile. Maybe
una
in the beginning-
sardónica.
Maybe in the beginning it's a fake smile,
Pero después vas a ver que tu sonrisa va a ser eterna.
but then you will see your smile as you go.
Entonces todos seremos hermanos.
So all of us are
¡Ay!
sisters.
¡Aleluya!
Thanks so much. We just wanted to say thank you all so much. I know we came over a little time, but we have some time to translate. So I just want to say thank you all so much for spending this time with us. And thank you so much to all of our amazing people at the Extreme Hangout for hosting us. Much love to all of you.